What's up, guys? Scott here from Alpha Nerd Tech. How you guys doing? And do you hear that in the background? That is a really cool sound. That is the Anycubic Kobra X printing away on some test prints for you guys. This was sent over to me from Anycubic. I've got some overhang tests, I've got some first layer tests, and then some model tests that I did. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Sit back, relax, and let me know your thoughts.
Exterminate. Bazinga.
Alright guys, so I'm not going to go into too much depth with the unboxing and setup. As you can see, it's really simple. There is literally 9 screws, 8 of which are for the upright, and you throw those in right here with some Allen wrenches that are included. Anycubic does supply a really good manual and a QR code you can read. You've got 5 plugs, 4 under this cover and 1 underneath the gantry arm, and that's about it. It's really simple. You clamp everything together, you put the hoses in, and you're up and printing in literally it took me 15 minutes to unbox, put this thing together, and have it starting the calibration process. Alright guys, so when it comes to the print quality test, this was my very first one out of the box. And you can see a little bit of spaghetti here. And didn't turn out that great. This is dry, fresh material. And then if you look at my settings over here, you can see this was at a 0 offset. And if we jump into the material, these are the 2 settings the only ones I change when I'm dialing in my first layer. And then the flow ratio was a 0.96. So that is standard stock. You can see in the edges, just a little too much on the offset there. And it's very strong. It's not going anywhere. Beautiful. First layer on the back side with the texture, but just not quite ideal where we want this set here. So what I ended up doing is going back to the offset here, and I took this to a 0.2, and I left the 0.98 flow ratio because that's kind of my sweet spot on all my printers for some reason. Maybe the humidity or whatever we have here in Texas, I don't know. But so after changing that, going back to the printer, you can see I got really good edges. I got that nice sheen that you want. I got no splitting, no breaking. Beautiful first layer in my opinion. And the textured front just is amazing. You put that on something a little thicker and you can see that is a perfect first layer. Well, maybe not perfect, but you know what I mean. It's a great first layer. Will make a really nice foundation for whatever you're printing, especially if you're doing the stuff that I like to do. So yeah, you can see the final settings on this were just a 0.02 on the Z offset and a 0.98 on my flow ratio. So, and this is for the PLA, obviously. But I did take these exact same settings and I printed a nice little Benji here. So the Benji is in PLA. And you can see the overhangs are really nice. A little bit there, but not bad. This is PLA. And this is the Anycubic PLA. And that base turned out really nice, of course, after dialing in the base settings. Very little stringing, but not bad at all. I mean, nothing you can't just clean up and be done with it. So top layer is really nice. extremely happy with the way this thing has been printing so far. So yeah, that was after dialing in the first layer. And then I went ahead and did the overhang test, standard test that I do with all my printers, and all the way up to the 80 and 75 there. Did amazing. I'm really surprised how well it did. And then the bridge tests, nothing, nothing hanging, nothing dangling, no mist, anything on the bridge test, really nice. And our tolerances are really, really tight. Yeah, even all the way up to 80. It did really, really well. Little bit here in the beginning, but I mean, you're almost upside down right at that point. So 75 is clean, 75 is clean here, but right there at the 80 a bit, you get a little, yeah, I mean, it's not bad though. So let me grab my calipers real quick and I will show you some tolerances. This is our 10 mil. Our 20 mil. And our 30 mil. So yeah, it's got really good tolerances. We can check our internal here. This is our 4 mil width, so 4 mil this way. And our 3 mil, 3.03, and our 2 mil, 2.02, 2.03. It's got some really tight tolerances there, not bad at all. So overall, the tolerances, again, this is after dialing in the first layer, and that first layer looks perfect. And I'll show you some more first layer stuff here in a minute, but you can jump into these guys. So these are my minions, obviously. And I printed these 3 on the Anycubic Kobra X. And I tried to print 3, and you can see what happened right here. The infamous print head falling off. So I only got 1 out of my Flashforge, unfortunately. I tried to give a good comparison, but it just failed, and I wasn't going to sit there and do another 12-hour print for it to fail. So anyway. All right, so here we have Kevin, Stuart, and Bob. We all know them very well. So anyway, let's check out Kevin here. So you can see the color here is really nice. No bleeding, no color fading. The hair is almost perfect. And no bleeding in the eyes. The white to black transition is very nice. Black to yellow. That's why I like using these guys, because the black, yellow, you'd see the bleed. Like this is on my Flashforge right here. We got Bob over here on the Flashforge, and you can see the dark colors here, the dark yellow bleeding in. And it does it all the way across every time it does a color change. You can see the dark. You can see some blue in here. It's hard to see in the video, I know. Maybe it's my lighting color, but you can definitely see it. And it's fading through or bleeding over. Did do a good job on the eyes. Color change there, but just the yellow is just, even by his mouth, it's bleeding over. So yeah. Bob from the Anycubic did not do that. He has solid color. Yeah, there's Bob. We got Stewie, or Stuart. Stuart's looking good. The hair's looking good. No bleeding, no color change, no color fading, no color in the eyes or anything in the white. It looks really good. So I'm very impressed with the purge size and everything. With the amount of purge, it purges enough to clean up the colors and stuff. So yeah, there's the minions. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple more prints. These are my very first two prints I did out of it. This is just out of the printer itself. A little spider, single color. And gives a nice representation of the way it finishes off the rounded tops. Same, it's hard to tell on the heads because the hair. But if you go over to, there we go. Wrong one. Yeah, that's the right one. If we go over to Bob here, you can see the top is really nice on it. Smooth, be really easy to clean up. Where on the Flashforge, it's definitely a lot more noticeable. The seams, the lines, a lot cleaner. On the Anycubic. And then this is just a little fox. It's in their file of prints. And again, you can see the colors are really nice. They don't bleed, they don't fade. The white on the belly, really nice. The white underneath the neck. The black. A few little stringing here. No big deal. But the color is really, really nice. No bleeding, no fading. No carryover from not purging enough. Really impressed. And then last but not least, we have a couple of my hobbies here. So this is my first one I did before I did the first layer dial in. So you can see this is what a first layer looks like when it's actually, when you actually get the spaghetti. This is what that spaghetti texture would look like on a first layer before it's dialed in. So yeah, you can definitely see it's not a good clean texture. And then after my first dial in, it looks like this. And this was at the 0.02 with 98, or 96, sorry, 96. This is before I changed it to 98. And it got a lot better. And then this is a production sellable clock. So yeah, it turned out amazing, really clean. You can see that first layer dialed in really nice. There's no more of the spaghetti strings. You'll see a couple streaks there somewhere from where I wiped it with the alcohol wipe, but that's no big deal. That's not in the print itself. But yeah, that's the way it looks once you get that first layer dialed in. They look really nice. There you go. You can see the streaking there from when I was wiping it, but that'll all go away. So yeah, that's it, guys. I mean, this thing prints amazing. The kid wanted a, we are a Tesla family, as you can tell. The kid wanted a model, so I went ahead and threw this on there for him. So there's the little tower, but so there's the Tesla model we printed. Again, now that first layer is super dialed, it's going to be really nice just to finish a few things up. You can do a little sanding there, but he'll have fun with it. Rims, tires will snap on. And yeah, that's the little model card. All in all, I gotta say the printer does an amazing job. Clean, the quality, even the supports here, just really easy to come off. Yeah, I'll take that one off later because it's part of the, there we go. Yeah, so the supports come right off, real easy. Haven't had any issues with the print quality or anything. So right now we are looking at 74 hours of print time on this thing. So really got some good prints out of it. I've really been testing it. I'm going to get a couple hundred more and probably do another video on it just to give an update. But so far, this thing has been amazing. It's kind of cool that the camera's picking up some streaks here that I can't see. Where'd they go? Can't see those streaks by the eye, but the camera's picking something up. Right here a little bit. I see it. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, I don't see it by the eye. But it looks really good. These are definitely production worthy. And now let's get into the waste and how much these minions can poop. So let me grab the scale and we will get weighing some poop. All right, guys, so to print these three guys right here, yes, I could have put 9 of them on the plate and still had room. But to print these three guys right here, we got 207 grams of waste out of this thing. Now, you saw the catastrophic error on my Flashforge. So let's show you what waste it caused before it actually decided to fall apart on me. Yeah, that's right, guys. 272 grams of waste on the Flashforge. And the quality is nowhere near as good. With the color bleeding and everything I showed you earlier, it's nowhere near as good, and it still caused more waste. And it didn't even complete the print because the print head cover fell off, a known problem with the Flashforge, and I couldn't finish the prints. Well, see, and there you have it, guys. These 116 gram minions pooped over 200 grams of waste. And these minions can poop a lot. Alright guys, thank you guys for sticking to the end of the video, and I want to thank Anycubic for trusting me with this amazing little printer. This is the Anycubic Kobra X, and I've even started printing some of my 3D printed server rack, 10-inch server rack that I will be building here on the channel real soon. And these are nice. I mean, these things came out amazing. Can't see any texture or anything at all, so this can be an amazing project. So again, thank you guys for sticking with me to the end of this. If you like content like this, please subscribe to the channel, and I will do my best to get more 3D printing and obviously server stuff going on the channel. Like, subscribe. Again, amazing 3D printer, and thank you guys very much. Have a great day.